If a violin is played a lot, it improves and the memory gets into the wood. The good ones in particular have to be warmed up. So you start playing them and they're cold, they're frigid, and you play them and then suddenly you will notice it starts transforming into a totally different instrument. If you're all tense and tight, it doesn't sound good. It comes out stiff and awkward. Whereas if you're totally relaxed, you can produce a much fuller and richer and meaningful sound. My main apprenticeship ended up, strange enough, with my father, who was a very amazing salesperson who had learned through the Depression, tried to sell vacuum cleaners door to door. His sales approach was quite remarkable, and in fact, his steps of a sale are still used by us today.
I arrived in New Zealand in 1964. I couldn't believe what an amazing place it was. I come from an industrial town in the north of England. I left in August, got here in September, met Michael in November, and got married the following March.
This was the scene outside a Lower Hutt jewellery shop this morning where hundreds of people queued to get bargain jewellery. People say, oh, you must have worked hard. But it's all been fun. I mean, then we started opening more jewellery shops, and every time it's just as exciting. It still is. I used to draw all the existing rings for the catalogues. Once you've drawn something, you never forget it. I think my drawings have got much better as I've got older. But he draws totally different things than I do. I mean, his little cartoons, I couldn't do that in a fit.
I'd do them when I was on the aeroplane. I'd do them on the vomit bags. Lots of violin ones. That is quite funny, though, really, isn't it?
The rest of it's to do with the beach and connection with the land, really. They're called a totoreri. They live below the low tide line.
And it's such a beautiful shape. And it makes so beautiful shapes for jewellery because the jewellery's...
Yeah, it makes itself.
Yeah.
He's always got some scheme afoot. There's always something going on. There's never been a dull moment in the last 60 years.
It's actually an engineering feat because this section here is like a big springboard, like a diving board springboard. And if you stand away in the far corner, which we can do, and you jump up and down, the whole thing moves.
He sees things differently, I think, from a lot of other people. He's always enthusiastic and looking forward to the next thing.
Sometimes your mind rambles and you think this is a total waste of time, but occasionally everything becomes still. Once you're in this state of pure consciousness, there's everything. No thought is the most thought. And when you come out of that, if you've got a goal, it'll become a neon sign that'll be flashing at you of what to do. Music is a sort of a meditation in a way. Yeah.
I do love Dave Brubeck. It goes really well with speakers. Hope I'm going to put this on the right spot.
Favourite thing to do is, of course, walk the dog. I mean, I do it every morning, so I've definitely fallen in love with New Zealand.
There is a wow factor about this place, and it never ceases to surprise us. The changes of scenery every day and every season, it's completely different. I mean, you're seeing it now when it looks raw and everything's in browns and greys, but even so, it still has a beauty. I think we owe it really to this beautiful land that it's not bastardised with too many homes and changed too much from what it really is.
Mark, our son, lives on the property here and he's a sculptor. He works in Corten steel, and it's really interesting that he's gone that way because my father had a sheet metal works. He built ventilation ducting for the woolen mills around Huddersfield. And so it must be in the blood because my father never taught Mark how to weld or anything like that, but he just does it. My daughter, she's a bit more on the business side of things like Michael.
It's a benchmark for Christy and myself, is that we aim to have perfection. You'll never achieve it, but it's a hell of a lot of fun going for it.
I think a lot of it's friendship more than anything. Doing things together has always been important for us. We've had an exciting life.
You've always got to have a goal. Even if you've climbed Everest, you've got to have another Everest to look out and find another one that's even higher to go for, or go to the moon, whatever it is, but never stop and never retire.